Crazy rumors and theories are something that we hear a lot about now that the internet can accumulate massive amounts of data at record speeds. Because as we all know, not everything that's put online is real, and a lot of it's actually fake news. I'm Mackenzie, and let's get into the top 10 celebrity theories you shouldn't believe, and make sure to subscribe if you're new here. In at number 10, Avril Lavigne. It's been a popular theory for years that Avril Lavigne passed away during her career and was replaced with a clone. People believe it happened after her grandfather passed away in 2003, and apparently she was actually so devastated by his death that she took her own life. This theory dates back to 2011 and is from a Brazilian website. Apparently, rather than coming to terms with what happened and telling the world about Avril's tragic passing, Lavigne's record company used Melissa Vandella, Lavigne's doppelganger, who was supposedly hired to pose as Lavigne for paparazzi in the past. And they used her in the place of Avril to still be able to profit off of her after her passing. The proof here is that there are a number of before and after photos that show different marks on her body and an altered shape of her nose and face. Some fans claim that there are even hints of this in Avril's lyrics. People believe that this is the case because her music changed so dramatically after that time frame. But the most hilarious part with this story is that the original blog post was actually created to prove just how any ridiculous theory could be seen as true by the internet. So literally the whole purpose of the blog post was to prove that ridiculous stuff can be picked up and found as fact. In at number 9, Lorde lying about her age. There's a popular theory that singer Lorde is not actually 24 years old like she claims, and she's actually much older. People think she's far too emotionally intelligent and grammatically correct to really be 24. And people claim Lorde is actually a 40-something-year-old woman who faked her age to sell herself as a young musical prodigy. The proof here comes from a birth certificate that Lorde shared to shoot down this claim. However, people thought this birth certificate looked very doctored, and in fact could be hiding her true age. I'm not sure how many people actually believe this theory, but she looks 24 to me. I mean, for reference, I'm 24, so I'm not sure if I make Lorde look older or younger. Let me know below, who looks older, me or Lorde? And at number 8, Justin Bieber lizard person. There's a pretty popular theory that all of the world's elites are actually lizard people, and many believe Justin Bieber is one of them. And Justin is not just a lizard, but a shape-shifting lizard too. It all started with one article that read, quote, hundreds of fans claim they saw Justin Bieber turn into a giant reptile. That article was quickly deleted though. Another piece of proof is from a video, and when Justin blinks in this video, you can see that something strange happens with his eyes. It kind of looks like his lizard eyes close before his normal ones, and then we see them weirdly overlap or something. And listen, I don't believe a lot of theories, but that is definitely a very, very strange video. And at number 7, Britney Spears was a political tool. There's a long-running theory that Britney Spears was a political tool for the Bush administration, because after putting some dates together, fans determined that almost any time there was a major mess up in the Bush administration, there was a Britney news story that broke at basically the same time that hid that political news from the public. To put it more simply, essentially every time the Bush administration screwed up, they distracted the American people with another Britney story. One of the biggest pieces of proof for this one was that on November 6th of 2007, Britney Spears and Kevin Federline announced their split, the day before a key midterm election. Honestly, not sure how that helped Bush, but I guess it could have distracted from a scandal maybe? Honestly, I don't think a lot of people believe this one anyway. In at number 6, Beyonce did not give birth. So I have to admit, this is probably the only one of these theories that I low-key believe. Not trying to be disrespectful, but I mean, has a little bit of proof. So back when Beyonce was pregnant with her first child, Blue Ivy, there was a popular theory that she used a surrogate for the birth. And the proof for this one is pretty interesting. Firstly, when she was appearing on an Australian show while she was pregnant, her baby bump looked to deflate as she was going to sit down in a chair. A lot of pregnant women actually chimed into this one, saying that they would never sit down like that and lean forward when they were sitting down because it would be too painful and not really possible with the bump. Rather, you would sit kind of backwards and like slump into a chair. Wendy Williams also said on her show that she was confident it was not a real bump. There were also claims that the timeline and the size of the bumps didn't really match up at points. Either way, for this one, it really doesn't matter, and Beyonce does not need to share that information with the world if she doesn't want to. Halfway number 5, Oscar mistake. On the night of the 1993 Academy Awards, a theory was born. that the winner of the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress was not actually Marissa Tomei, even though she was the person that won the award on TV. A part of the theory here is that she was a newcomer to the industry and was up against well-established acting talent, but still managed to win. Apparently, people think that the 74-year-old presenter, Jack Palance, read the wrong name and everybody just kind of went with it. The proof with this one was a 1994 article that said, quote, "A rumor is currently making the rounds in Manhattan, banned by no less than the former son-in-law of a distinguished Academy Award winner. To wit, that last year Marissa Tomei received her Oscar statue by error, with the resultant scandal about to soon be exposed, much to the shame of the Academy." But after what happened with Moonlight, we know that they would rectify the error if there actually was one. In at number 4, Katy JonBenet Perry. I'm sure you all know about the massive case of JonBenet Ramsey, the child who went missing in Colorado. Before JonBenet passed, she was a pageant girl who did very well in competitions. This love for dancing and singing has some people convinced that JonBenet grew up to be pop sensation Katy Perry, meaning that JonBenet never passed away in 1996. There really isn't much proof to this theory other than the fact that Katy and JonBenet look incredibly similar when they were both children. A lot of people even think their parents actually look pretty similar too. And this one I can say with certainty is definitely not true. Watch that come out later and then people play this video for me. Not like it's definitely not true. And at number 3, Paul McCartney was killed. Another wild theory is that Paul McCartney was killed in 1967 and was replaced by a look-alike. There is not one thing to prove this, rather fans have compiled small clues from various songs across various records that supposedly prove this. The most damning evidence is from the song Strawberry Fields Forever. At the end, John says, quote, "I buried Paul," when you play it backwards. Paul McCartney is also the only person barefoot in the Abbey Road album cover, which some think signifies that he's an angel. However, McCartney's career has not only survived his days with the Beatles, but it has thrived. And I think if he was just a clone, he probably would have just disappeared after the band split, you know what I mean? And at number 2, Steve Jobs is alive. The legendary CEO and inventor died in 2011 after battling pancreatic cancer. However, in 2018, 7 years after his death, a photo of a man that looked almost exactly like him was discovered in Egypt. The title on the tweet read, quote, "Steve Jobs hiding in Egypt after faking his death." And honestly, the resemblance between these two is pretty much uncanny, even down to his glasses and his classic chin grab. But the replies in that tweet did also point out some differences, like his ear and the fact that he's wearing his watch on different arms. Some people also just flat out think the photo is photoshopped. Other than this, there's really no solid proof and it's really not well believed. Finally, at number 1, Khloe Kardashian has a different father. When Kris Jenner was married to Robert Kardashian, it was well known that she cheated on him multiple times. And this is definitely not a rumor, as Kris spoke about the multiple partners she had in her memoir. Because of all this cheating, many think that Khloe is O.J. Simpson's daughter, because of Khloe's resemblance to O.J.'s daughter. However, a lesser known theory is that Khloe's real father is actually a man named Alex Roldan. And honestly, the resemblance here is uncanny. Apparently, Roldan was Kris's hairdresser around the same time that Khloe was born. And Lamar Odom even said in his book that Khloe and Alex still spend a lot of time together. Khloe actually comments on this rumor all the time, saying things like, quote, "Some days I'm OJ's daughter, others I'm Robert's daughter." So at least she has a sense of humor about it. Alright guys, that's all for the video. Let me know any other crazy celebrity theories that could be in a part 2. Now I'm going to shout out some comments from celebrities that are mean in real life. So Lexi said, "I noticed that some celebrities are being mean just to protect themselves because people are crazy out here." I mean, that's very valid. I mean, some celebrities need to have, somewhat of a mean armor to protect themselves. Then Emily QS said, "Really feels like James was trying to do some deflection there, calling out Pierce Brosnan like that, since he himself has been called mean as well." That's definitely an interesting theory. Maybe call someone else mean to make yourself look less mean. Maybe. Then Karen said, "The one with Dove, I don't think she was being mean. She's just saying how it is." That's kind of true. I mean, I definitely don't disagree with what Dove said, but I mean, the way she said it was just a tiny bit harsh, you know what I mean? Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thank you so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here. If you liked the video and want to see some more, make sure to like and sub to our channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you in the next one. And they decided to use her in the place of Avril to profit off of... Another piece of proof is from... Alright guys, that's all for the video. Let me know any other crazy conspiracy theory. Apparently people think that the 74-year-old presenter, Jack Palance... Apparently people think the 70-year-old... Oh my god.